Welcome to Growth Sessions Podcast.
We want Growth Sessions to be a safe space where they come to kick back, relax, or get some advice. I'm your host, Araya, and joining me as always,
Coco.
What's up, y'all? It's been a minute since we've been visual.
It's been a long time, actually.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Once again. I'm feeling good today. I had a busy day today, but I don't know. I'm feeling good. I'm in a good spirit, good mood. Yeah.
How has your past week been? What have you?
Past week really just been work, honestly. But I have 2 more days of work, and then I get to go on leave, thankfully. And I don't know.
2 more days.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be so excited right now.
I'm jumping up and down, honestly, inside. But that's how my past week been going, just work and just spending time at home. It's pretty much it.
And you're down to how many days?
24 days, I think.
Okay.
Until, I pop. But, yeah, everything's been good. The bad is still there, mentally sometimes, but overall it's been good. And I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Doing
this podcast.
No, I'm excited to be back visual. I feel like as much as we get a little comfy being, just audio, I feel like visual is everything. I feel like we get to share, facial expressions with you guys, and I feel like it just brings everything together. So I'm happy to be back visual.
I feel kind of nervous right now,
I know, because we've been in it so long. It's
yeah.
But yeah, no.
But as y'all can see by the title or whatever, this is our I really want to call it season 1 finale, because I feel like we're really just closing out a season of our lives for real. This year we both moved out on our own, just started to grow in that way, and a lot of things been happening this year. I'm having a baby this year. It's just we're just closing out this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it just feels wow. We started our podcast this year.
I know.
We dropped our photos this year. We did a second photo shoot with our moms this year. We started doing visual this year. Everything really it was a good year for real. And I just feel we're closing this out. And once we come back, we're going to come back bigger and better. And it's just going to be another season of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really am proud of us and what we've been able to create here. I feel honestly, February of this year seems like it was so long ago. I feel we've been doing this podcast for a long time now. Yeah. We tried new things. We started our little series. Yeah. I feel we've grown so much, and we had no idea what was in store this year, but it was a life-changing year. It really was. So
honestly,
definitely showing gratitude right now for you, for the podcast, for everything we've been able to create. I feel it's, I don't know, it's definitely, I've learned a lot,
Yeah, and it's I'm just in awe. We actually did it. We can have thoughts in our mind oh yeah, I want to start this, and then we want to do this and buy this, and we actually we just started checking off the list for real.
Yeah.
And we just got it going. And then especially with us moving out, we talked about that for a long time, and then now that's we're living in that answered prayer. And yeah, I'm proud of us.
Yeah,
I'm really proud of us. Round of applause.
I know.
But how does it feel? How do you feel now that you've been on your own for a couple months? How's your life changed from that? And how do you feel now? How do you feel now that you're in that type of season of your life?
I definitely feel myself growing. I feel I have a lot more individuality. I'm not, I don't know, I didn't like being at home alone. Now I feel I'm just I thrive in my own space. I feel I can do solo travel a little bit better now. Okay. I feel I'm just more in control of my life and my environment, and yeah, I think it's definitely changed me for the better, and it was just really a matter of time, honestly. So yeah.
2024 is definitely a life-changing year.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm bringing life into this world.
Yeah.
That even what? That is just crazy to me. But I'm also blessed to you know, have like a healthy body for that and like not have any, you know, complications. Like that's also a blessing too. Like everything's really been smooth. And yeah, it was like, yeah, a month after we started the podcast in February is when I got pregnant.
Wait a minute.
In March, the end of March.
Really?
But I didn't find out till after. I didn't find out.
So you were like 3 months pregnant when you found out.
I was 6 weeks, and I was like 7 weeks when I found out.
Because when you put it like that, like in March, I feel like we just started, you know?
And that's when I also moved out, got my own place. Yeah.
Things happen quick. Things move
seriously.
quick. Yeah, it's crazy.
And now we're here in November. It's Thanksgiving time. The year's almost over. Like, I don't know, it's just so crazy. Like, this year was good. It was good. Even though, you know, we have our ups and downs with things and people, like, overall, it was good. And I'm blessed, and I'm counting my blessings. And I'm thankful.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I feel like it was a weird year, but it was a great year. Like,
definitely weird.
It was weird in the sense that I didn't expect anything that happened to happen, you know?
Yeah.
And like, you think things go one way and they don't go the way that you want them to go. And I think that's taught me a lot in the years to come. Like, I'm just gonna go with the flow and like have a blueprint, but know that the blueprint always can be changed and adjusted at any point, you know?
True.
Yeah.
But just going into what we're going to be talking about today, since we're ending this season off, like, since I'm ending this season off, you know, pregnant and almost at the finish line with that, we just wanted to, like, talk about, like, our goals, our family goals that we have for ourselves and parenting goals, and just overall, like, talking about the things that we've learned so far being in our 20s as well. And just living life without a manual.
Yeah.
So we can start. I can start us off with our first topic. Our first topic is, in what way did your parents break generational curses for you, and how are you benefiting from them?
I feel like my mom, she really tried to like hold space for us more emotionally. And like, it took her a while though. I'm not even gonna lie. It's not like it started happening when I was like 10, but I feel like after I started getting older, I'm like, you know, hold space for me to be emotional, hold space for me to come to you and share my thoughts without it being like shut down, you know? I feel like she was definitely raised where it was just like, it was one way, you should think one way, you know, and I feel like she really held space for us in that way. And she really poured into us too. I feel like that was really important. She spoke life into us, so.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Especially because, like you said, like, she didn't really get that. And I think that's like one of the most important things. Emotional. Being able to have like emotional space and like people pour into you and like speak life into you. That's so important, because life's gonna throw so many things at you for real, and how you handle it emotionally is gonna be what really matters.
Yeah.
So I really like that, and I'm glad you were able to finally get a space where you can be emotional and just have that emotional secureness around you. But I feel like for me, it's a lot of things, honestly, but I feel like the main thing that I wanted to point out was like the lifestyle that my mom came from, and like the lifestyle that she gave us. Like, I don't know. It's like we have more opportunities to go outside and play and not have to worry about, you know, other things like that, and just live in a clean house and not overcrowded, and being able to live in certain neighborhoods where we can go to certain schools that's good for us and things like that. I feel like that was a way that a generational curse was broke for me, and how I'm benefiting from it is the people I was able to meet, especially in middle school. Like, if I can choose a reunion to go to, I'll definitely choose middle school over high school.
You always say that.
But like just the people, like diversity, I say. And that was a blessing too, because I can experience like different people and, you know, how they came up and how they live. And yeah, I feel like that's how I benefited from it. And just like created my own house and having a peaceful space for me and my family that I create.
You said that's what you're gonna do moving forward, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like I benefited from like my mom breaking that generational curse of the type of lifestyle she lived physically, and like I can benefit from that by creating my own healthy home.
No, I definitely agree with that too. I feel like my mom definitely tried to always keep us in like a good area so we could, you know, go to school. And I never thought about how important that was, and I feel like I might have taken it for granted for a little bit.
I definitely feel like it's so important. Like you know, there's like schools out there that like promotes nothing but like fights and drama and stuff like that. Like imagine you growing up like that and growing up in a school like that, because the school that you go to definitely matters, honestly, and the type of people that you'll be around, the type of friends you'll make.
I feel like it's so hard to tell as a parent though, like how do you know the school you're sending your kids to is going to be the right school, you know?
I feel like if they grew up here, they know from like experience.
That's fair.
Because the schools, I don't know if they change. They you know, like I don't think if a school that they grew up knowing was filled with drama and fights and stuff like that, I feel like it's going to be the same for a different generation. Yeah,
I went to the same high school my mom went to, so.
Oh.
Did you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Period. But yeah, I do try to highlight the things that my parents have done for me to live a better life. But I feel like that was one. And yeah, I don't know.
I feel like it's so good to recognize the good things that you benefited from in your childhood. And I always, because I feel like once people get old enough, they're like, oh, I didn't get this and I didn't get that and I didn't, you know. Yeah. And so it's like, it's definitely good to look back and be like, well, I did benefit a lot from, you know, a lot of things. I'm trying to think about some other generational curses that my mom broke, because I know there's more. But yeah,
I would just say the environments, because I definitely feel like me and my mom grew up in different type of environments.
But I don't think she was as strict, which I think was a good thing, because it allowed us to become like who we are and to try things out. And I think she fostered an environment that let us like kind of dibble and dabble. So I feel like that's good too.
That's good. Let me see. Okay. I feel like that could lead us into just creating your own reality and like the level of difficulty that brings. Because we can say like, oh, life is going to throw whatever it throws at us, and like that blocks out us creating our own reality. But I definitely feel like it's possible in some type of way to create whatever reality you know you want to break out of for like number one, you know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's how we think anyway. Like when we come up, we know what we don't want to do. So I feel like we take what we don't want to do to create the reality that we want to do. And that's like our first step to living our life how we want to live it. And I feel like with our parents, like breaking certain generational curses, it was them taking what they didn't want to do or how they didn't want to live and creating something better for themselves and for their kids.
Yeah.
So like, do you ever just sit back and think like what type of reality you want to create in the future? Or like, are you just like content with how it's, I mean, I know you're content with how it's going now, but like, do you still have like a picture in your mind? Like, I want my life to look like this.
And this is for myself. Like, okay. I feel like I have like adjectives and things that describe what I want, but I don't exactly know. I know I want to feel free. I know I want to feel like I want spontaneous. I want adventure. I want, you know, the family aspect. I want community. You know, I have things I know I want.
Yeah.
But no, I don't even know what that looks like. I feel like I'm such a, like, I don't know if I want to live in Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's so many things I don't know just yet.
You're just still trying to figure it out.
Which I feel like is the hard thing about being in your 20s. Is just like, you know, you have feelings of what you want, but like, just, it's so, like, you don't have enough, like, knowledge to, like, really make a decision or to know everything, you know?
That's fair, though. I feel like this is the time, like, for you to be figuring that out. And at least have an idea of what you would want.
Yeah. I feel like I have a pretty good idea, but nothing hard set or anything. What about you?
I definitely have, like, a picture, like, my life is going to be like this. But I just feel like now I'm just, like, it's, like, in the work. Like, I tell myself it's in the works. And, like, certain things that I have to do, it's, like, it's just a stepping stone for me to get to a certain point that I want to get to. Whether that's, like, how I want to live, where I want to live, what I want to do, how I want to dress. Like, I just, like, what I'm doing now is just a stepping stone for the picture I have in my head of the reality that I want to create. But I know it's all possible, and I know it's not going to be easy because, like, we always run to what we used to and what we're comfortable with. And I feel like that's going to be the hardest part of getting into that reality that we want to live. It's just getting out of that comfort zone and just taking that leap.
I heard something really powerful this week, and it was this girl, and she was like, your spirit and your, like, let life, like, kind of guide you, right? And if you're not where you're supposed to be, your spirit and your soul is never gonna let you rest. It's never gonna let you be easy in something. And I feel like when it speaks to you, you gotta be willing to jump and do what it's calling you to do. I feel like your spirit definitely, it takes you places, and it, you know, it can lead you if you allow it, you know? So I don't know. I feel like that's something that I really want to focus in, like, in the next few years, and not be afraid of things and take leap of faith if it feels like that's the right thing, you know?
Yeah. Especially, like, when you know better, you do better. And I know for me, I be knowing better, but I don't be doing better. I don't be applying what I know and what I should be doing to, like, my just daily life because I'm comfortable.
Comfortability is, at the end of the day, it can hold you back.
Yeah.
But it's so familiar, and it's so, you know.
It's like you laying on a cold couch and you get that nice warm blanket. Like, that's what it feels like, just to be comfortable and just staying where you at. Even though you know that thing is holding you back. Like, I feel like that's the main thing that I'm struggling with today. Like, every day. But I know every day, it's like every day I gain more wisdom and I gain more knowledge on what I know I should be doing. And, like, just listening to my spirit and, like, things like that. But it also gets harder because I don't want to leave what I'm comfortable with. And
I feel like it's the weirdest thing because you're comfy. You're on the couch, right? You got your blanket, you're cozy, and you're comfortable. So what's good for you is to get off of the couch and go experience life, right? But it's just like, it don't feel like that when you're doing it. It's like, why does doing what's best for me feel so, like, hard? Like, shouldn't it feel easy?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's why it's always like that, because I'm like, I feel like I should deserve to be comfortable. I feel like I deserve for things to be easy, but that's literally how life doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, dang. It kind of sucks.
It ends up paying off, though.
It ends up paying off, and that's where, like, patience come in. Do you feel like you have good patience?
I'm half and half. Sometimes, like, I feel like I want things in life now. I want what I want now, and if I have an idea, I want it. Like, I don't really care what anyone has to say. Like, so I'm very impatient in that sense. Yeah,
I feel like I'm patient, but I'm gonna be not happy along the way.
It's like, you know what you're working towards is going to pay off, but, like, the journey, you still pissed off during the journey.
Yeah.
I
don't know if that's No.
I mean,
it doesn't go together.
At least you're still on the journey.
Yeah.
Who said he was gonna be skipping happy
right
through the journey? You know.
That's right. I feel like life is just about patience anyway. Like, we're all waiting for something. You know, I feel like everybody's just waiting for something. Whatever that looks like, a new house, new car, new job, or just a new lifestyle in general. Like, we just have to be obedient to ourselves so we can get there.
What are you waiting on right now? Like, what's your number one thing?
I feel like I'm waiting on... I'm waiting to be content with the people I have around me and the thing that I'm doing on a daily basis. Which kind of sounds like, girl, you should already be content, you know? No. But I feel like that's the number one thing I'm waiting on, because I do feel myself complaining a lot, like, about just how things go with certain people, and like just me having those high expectations on certain people and they're not meeting that. But yeah.
So you feel like you're not allowed to like have those feelings because you feel like you should be like what do you mean by that?
Like, what do I mean by being content? Or
because you said you feel like you complain a lot, and you said you feel like people are probably like you should already like have a certain thing or whatever.
Yeah. So you saying how I feel about it?
No, I'm not saying how you feel about it. I don't know how to ask what I'm trying to ask.
You be like, give me an example.
Give me an example. No, I love to say that. But no, what I was getting to is like you were saying like you feel like people say like or people think you should already have, and I'm like no, like I feel like you should be able to hold space for yourself to go through whatever you need to go through or experience whatever you need to experience, and that's your truth, you know?
Yeah. And I also feel like I'm just waiting to be still and not tell myself, oh, when this happens then I can feel like this, or I have to change this around, I have to change my environment, I have to change whatever. Like, I just want to be like, I'm good where I'm at. I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting to just be like, I'm good where I'm at. And I know it's coming. And then when I'm good where I'm at, I don't want to look in the future. I don't want to look past. I just want to be good where I'm at. And I'm going to appreciate it. But I feel like 75% of that is like on me and what I need to do, maybe. And who I need to change when I'm around. You know? So maybe it's on me.
To get to that calmness, you got to do a lot of work. So it's like you got to put yourself through hell to get that peace, to get that.
Yeah, and just apply what I know.
Yeah.
Like how we were saying earlier, like, just if you know better, you do better. But not gonna lie, sometimes I don't be doing better. Because I be comfortable and I'm like... But that's the thing, too. I'll be like, why can't I just be comfortable? Why do I have to get up and move? Like, why?
I mean, it depends on what you're talking about. Because some things, I feel like they reveal themselves and they really, like, you will find that out, you know, if you continue to stay comfortable in certain things.
It's just like sometimes I feel like I can't be satisfied. But it's like I would be satisfied if it satisfied me. But I don't be satisfied.
Just like it's not meant for you to be there.
It's just like, why do I have to remove people? Why do I have to remove myself? Why do I have to change my environment to be satisfied? Why can't I already be satisfied and content? That's how I be feeling. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, you feel like it should already be that way.
Like, say you're in a friendship with someone and y'all always arguing and it's always negativity. Why can't you and that friend just be positive? Why do you have to argue? I be thinking like that, if you know what I mean. Like, why is it always problems? Why can't things just be good.
Yeah.
It's always a problem, I feel like. Or I always have a problem with people and what they do and how they act. And I don't know.
I see what you're saying, but I just wish that good people weren't rare. Like, I wish that, like,
that's what I mean.
Yeah, like, I wish that, like, if the people in your life aren't serving you, you can drop them, and there's gonna be 75% of the population is gonna be good, and you'll be able to get, like, you know.
That's exactly what I mean. Like, why is the good stuff rare? Mm-hmm. And all the negativity is, like, all around.
Yeah.
And the people that don't meet your expectations all around. That's what I be thinking.
Yeah. No, it's annoying.
But back to the like applying things to your life. I just feel like, and like being comfortable, I feel like that's just where your mind and your heart like clash. And that's another thing. Like, your mind can be on one thing, but your heart can be on another. And I feel like we talked about this before, but they got to be on the same page. And I feel like they're never on the same page. And that's where, like, the ups and downs come from. And the just staying, not being content.
Do you feel like you're more in the mind or you're more in the heart?
More in the heart, I guess. But it's like I be overthinking all the time. Like, I wish, like, my mind just always be on go. But, like, I'm still gonna, my actions are gonna show what my heart wants, I guess.
You know, I wish God would give everybody in their life one, like, relationship, platonic, romantic, whatever, that is, like, still, that is peaceful, that is just, like, so we know, like, this is what it should feel like, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like it's hard to measure up what you have in your life when you have nothing to measure it to, and you don't know what that feeling, you don't know what it should feel like when you have a good community, you don't know what it should feel like when you're around good company, you know?
Especially when things are going bad, you're like, is this normal? Everybody goes through this?
Exactly.
Or do I need to remove myself? We don't know. Because it's like, it feels good. And we had to meet for a reason, whether it's like platonic or like whatever. Like, we had to meet for a reason. I guess you just got to figure out what that reason was. But it kind of hurts when it's like, oh, it's just for character development. And it's like,
the character development will get you every time.
But yeah,
definitely feel like following the spirit, though. I feel like that's really important. Like, your spirit literally will not let you rest. Like, you'll never be easy.
Because you'll know.
Yeah. Deep down, you always know. And, like, I feel like there's so many things I can look back on that I knew. I just didn't want to admit it to myself. So I kept on suppressing it and making things worse for myself when I could have just saw it for what it was. Like, I did it to myself, and that sucks. But, you know, it is what it is.
Do you feel like nobody's perfect? Let's just start there. Nobody's perfect. But do you be feeling like everybody that you know has at least a couple issues to them? Like, that you can't just rock with? But it's like, I can't even just cut you off because it's like, is it small? Is it too small for that? Is it... Because honestly, if it was that way, like, oh, I'm just cut you off, like, I probably wouldn't have nobody. Literally. But it's like, I know everybody's not perfect.
Yeah.
But it's like, why do we always gotta put up with bullshit?
There's definitely some relationships where I'm like, you do still think it's on my nerves, but, like, at the end of the day, I think as long as the good outweighs the bad. But do you think there should be, like, there shouldn't always be, like, good outweighs the bad?
I be feeling like, why do we gotta be bad?
Yeah,
why
like,
do
it should
be
just
a little
be
bit of bad. Like, why do you have to do something that literally I don't mess with?
Yeah. But
I guess we have to look at it like the good outweighing the bad. But
we're also really young. I feel like unfortunately, we're not going to, very few people are blessed at our age to have, like, a great community. And I feel like that would just take us time to pick up our people along the way. You know, as we learn ourselves and we pick up things for ourselves, we'll pick up our people and our community.
Because I always see, like, we haven't met everybody that's going to love us. We haven't met everybody that's going to appreciate us and support us. I'm like, for real?
I saw the same thing. It was like there are like rooms that stand still, you know, waiting for you to enter them. There's people that you know you've never met waiting to love you and to be, yeah. So I feel like hearing stuff
when
like
you
that,
start to think that way, it's like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
As long as I'm listening to my spirit and applying what I know, I'm gonna get to that room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get to those people. But I just feel like we're not gonna get there if we're staying in the comfort zone, which it's like, dang,
it's
we
comfy.
gotta get up and we gotta leave.
But do you want to live a what's the word? Do you want to like settle? Do you want to just live like a border, basic, comfortable life though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, you don't want to. You don't want to do that.
It's just about it's about the faith that you have. Because I know a lot of people they probably like lose hope. Like, I'm never going to meet this person. I'm never going to have these type of relationships. But why do you feel like people end up like that? Like, I'm just settling. Because they lost hope, or like they just ain't got no luck?
I think it's like genuinely like fear. I think it's fear and a little bit of insecurity. Like, you don't believe in yourself enough to leave what you got and go see what's out there.
It's
you
possible.
think that you can't find anything else better. You think this is the best you're gonna get, so you just settle. You know, not willing to take a risk and see where life could take you. You know, and I get it too, because it is scary. It's hard to jump out and take a leap of faith.
And
you know,
it's easier to be like, you know what, okay, I'm gonna just sit here. But I was thinking the other day, I was like, bro, I'm in Oklahoma. And there's like so many other people out there in the world. There's so many other cities. I just couldn't imagine myself settling. If it got to a point where it's like, I'm just so unhappy with where I'm at. You know? And that kind of like shifts my mindset a little bit when I get like in my feelings about like just the disappointment that I've caused to myself and like the other caused to me. It's like, all these people in the world, you shouldn't be just stuck on a friendship that didn't work or a relationship that didn't work. That's like, you know, it's just a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
And I feel like that fear is just what would be in the way of us getting to the other side, for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see myself settling. I don't want to settle because I know it's something out there for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the security I have with myself. Like, I know it's something out there better if I'm like dwelling on something that didn't work out for me.
Yeah. I feel like, and that was one of the questions I had too, is like, what is kind of your ideal life in terms of like your family, in terms of where you feel called to in the world? Like, do you feel called to be in a different area of the United States? Like, do you feel called to a different country? Like, where do you feel like you're destined to be?
I definitely feel called to be in another city.
Okay. Are you a West Coast?
I don't know. I'll say West Coast. I always say like California because like the music and just their vibe. Like, I had watched the Kendrick Lamar thing, like where he had all the people from LA, like the rappers and the dancers, like perform. And I was like, bro, this is so lit. Like, I'm having FOMO because I wish I was from LA right now. But I don't know. I don't have like a specific place, but I just know somewhere else.
I think I'm an East Coast girly.
Okay, period.
Like New York.
I can see that.
I know. I
can see
feel like that's
you know
where
how
I'm
people
supposed to
take
be.
pictures like in the street. I can see that picture in the street.
No, that's where I'm
I can
supposed to
see
be
that
at.
for real.
But I always wanted to go to California. I always wanted to live in California. That was my dream, like growing up. But like after I saw them prices, and after I saw just how busy it can be, everywhere is busy. But like, I don't know. I just feel as I've gotten older, I feel called like there, low key.
I want to live somewhere where it's like everybody walks. I like that.
Like a walkable city. That would be nice.
But I wouldn't say like I just want to live to a big city. No, I just want a chill city where everybody walks and gets where they need to be and just, I don't know. I can see that.
I feel like you like North Carolina, or I don't know. Would you like Chicago or Seattle?
I don't know. I've been to Chicago.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it. But I was also thinking about Charlotte too.
Yeah, I can see you there.
But yeah.
Yeah, I can see you there. Yeah.
I'm moving to Charlotte, period. But the thing about it is like family. That's the thing. It's like moving somewhere that you don't know nobody. That's kind of like, what are your thoughts on that? Like moving somewhere you don't know anyone.
I feel like I know I'm gonna get there eventually. I'm not ready right now, and I feel like it is scary, but I feel like that's part of the love and that I want. Like I want my family to support me, even though it's not benefiting them, even though it's gonna hurt them, like to not get to see me. I want them to still support me on my journey to go figure it out. And I think we'll just make it work. Like come out, come travel, come see me. We'll have to just make it happen, you know?
And I feel like it's gonna make you appreciate home more. And it's like they get to come down, and I just feel like that should be normalized. I feel like for everybody, like get out of your home state. I wish everybody had the opportunity to like imagine how life would be like.
I think everyone needs to leave their home state just at one point in their life. They need to experience it. And like part of me is like, no, stay in Oklahoma and just travel everywhere because the cost of living here is cheap. And I could travel all the time if I stay in Oklahoma. But then like if I move, I'm gonna be like, it might be so expensive. I'm just stuck there.
But you got to think about the jobs too. They probably get paid higher.
That's true.
You know?
It's like you in your head, and I was always raised this way, like, oh, don't go out there. You know, this is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And I feel like I just want to debunk everything that I was taught, everything that all my fears. Like it's never ever as bad as I make it out of my head.
I've been saying that same thing to myself. Like it's always worse in my head. Literally.
Yeah.
It's always worse in my head. It's not as bad as it is in my head. And I was gonna say, like, now that I look back and thinking like when I wasn't pregnant and like I was just doing my own thing, how easy it would have been for me to just move somewhere. But I didn't realize it until now. Because now I feel like it's definitely gonna be harder because I have a child and like he has a different side of family, you know, like I feel like it's harder now, but it's probably still the same. It's probably easy, you know?
And you still gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like people will be like, oh, now I have kids. Or, I can't. No.
Because even before when I was literally solo dolo. Like I was just going to work, have my own place, like focused on me for real. I could have been out of here. Like really, you know? I could have been.
That's what I've been telling myself too. I know.
So it's like, don't hold yourself back and like just appreciate. Don't take nothing for granted, basically. And I feel like I was taking life for granted. I was not saying like it's just bad now, but like things was easier and like I could have just did it.
Yeah. And I feel like if you don't listen to the spirit, if you don't listen to what you feel called to do, you'll always like you'll have that feeling, and it's not like a bad feeling because like you're still good now, everything's still great, but it's just like that feeling of like, damn, like if I would have played it like this, like where would I be now? You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's always gonna be a better way to play it out, but like I don't know. You don't want to feel like, oh damn.
Just do when you got the time, just do it. Don't wait on no perfect moment. That's all.
Yeah.
But getting into our second topic, the stigma on having kids versus not having kids in today's society. And I wanted to talk about that because if you look on social media and stuff like that, like becoming a mother is definitely demonized. Like it's talked down on. It's like, I don't know, like it's just looked down upon. I feel like, I don't know if it was like that back then, but it's definitely like that now. Like if you find out you're pregnant, fetus deletus, basically. That's everybody.
Wait, what did they say?
Fetus deletus.
Oh my goodness.
But no, like, do you feel like it's looked down upon now? Like just having kids? I feel like it is. But I kind of hate how it is because we were put on this earth to like have babies and create the next generation and stuff like that. But like, I don't know. I always see stuff like, like women's value, I guess, going down if she wants to like date, if she has kids and stuff like that. I don't know.
I do agree. I think it can be looked down upon, but I think there's also like a lot of people I see who like, I'm around a lot of people who everyone I know right now is having kids. So like there's not one person I know right now who's not having kids. So it's like, it's obviously not that looked down upon, but I feel like on social media it makes you feel like it is, you know? And I think you see a lot of people who are like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna go like, you know, plan B's and everything is like just so like common and like, what's the word, whenever it's like just put in your face all the time. I don't know, but yeah, I agree. And I think it's because of people's fears. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I personally have a fear. Not a fear, that sounds crazy, but it's just scary. It's
the whole process.
Yeah, like it's life changing. It is. No one can say that it's not going to make your life harder, because it will. You know, you have responsibilities. That's obviously going to make your life harder, but it's also going to bring so much joy to your life too. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like it is a good give and take. I feel like you probably get a lot more joy out of it than you will get like not joy. You know.
Yeah. And like when I first told one of my friends that I was pregnant, I just told her I was pregnant. She was like, "We finna go to Kansas." I said, "Wait, hold on, like
chill,
this ain't that.
chill.
This ain't that. Like, why can't it be like, congratulations, I'm so happy for you?" He's like, "No, we finna go to Kansas." I'm like, "Wait," and it's like, I don't know. It should just be a happy moment, regardless.
Like, why is that always the automatic?
Yeah. But I don't know. When it comes to like making your life harder, I can see how, like, just having to always worry about somebody else 100% of the time. And like, I just feel like the hardest thing for me is just hoping that he has the tools he needs to live in this world and think smart and make smart decisions and have good people around him. Yeah. Because some of those things you can't really control. Like the environment he chooses and things like that. The best you can do is just like guide him and like put him in good schools and stuff like that.
And like you said, give him the tools, you know?
Yeah.
Build his tool set up, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like your son, he's going to be a good man out there in the world. And he going to be out there making the world better for sure. Okay. Because I feel like there's just, I don't know, like I feel like some people really care about pouring in, especially sons. I feel like obviously daughters too, but I feel like it's really important to pour into your sons and just make sure that, you know, I don't know,
like what, I'm birthing a black king. Okay, that's just so crazy. And it's like, I just think about our parents. Like, what did our parents think when they was pregnant with us? Like,
I know,
what is she gonna be like? What is she gonna do? Am I gonna give her the right tools? But look at us though, like they did something right. Yeah. As much as we talk about childhood trauma, they did something right.
Yeah. I know.
But when it comes to choosing the right person to have a baby with, what do you take from that when people say that? Like, why do you feel like people say that? Like for the physical aspects, the emotional. Like, what do you take from that when people say that? Because it can be like, okay, I have to choose somebody that will marry me. Yeah. I have to choose somebody that pays all the bills. I have to choose somebody that. I feel like people take that a whole lot of different ways. But for me, I feel like y'all have to be mentally on the same level. Because I feel like, say you want your kid to go to a good school and the other parent don't care and they'll put him in whatever school. Like that. Like, you want your kid to be obedient and the other parent is like, no, he gonna grow up to, I don't know what word I'm trying to use. he gonna grow up to be hard and in the street. You know, like,
Hell
you know what
no.
I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
Like, that's what I mean. Like, y'all have to be mentally on the same level. That's what I took. That's what I have taken from, you know, choose the right partner. Because you can want something for your kid and somebody else could think totally different.
Yeah. I feel like that's always been, like, very important to me, is that, like, right now I'm not married and I don't want to have any kids until I'm married. But at the end of the day, I'm not doing all the steps I should do to like make sure that does not happen. Mm-hmm. But I know I could co-parent with who I'm with, and I feel like that is the most important thing in the world. Like, if we don't work out, I know
That's
I could co-parent
too.
with him. Like, I know we're very like-minded in a sense that I feel like he's gonna be able to lead him to God. He's not 100% with the Bible, but I know that's one of his goals. I feel like he can, I don't know, just make sure that my kids have a good head on their shoulders. You know, I wouldn't have to worry about who he's going to bring around my kids. That's something that's important to me too. I want to see the people you date. You know, I want to make sure you're not going to bring around just anybody around my kids.
Kid sees.
I
you
know.
It matters what's exposed to your kid. Mm-hmm. And my fear would be like you instilling something in your kid, and then they go to their other parent's house and they just totally erase everything that you like. That's scary.
Yeah,
that really is scary. But honestly, sometimes you will think you have the right person, the whole time it's not.
That's the thing. It's where it's like what can you do? You know, because say I go and get married and I do everything right, and it's still sometimes it's not going to work out. So it's just like, what can you
have
do?
to play the cards that you're dealt. We all try to do the right thing, but the right thing is not always right. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like we just gotta go with the flow. Mm-hmm. As much as we wanna, like, just think of a really strict parent that's like, do this the right way. That kid is probably gonna turn out 10 times worse than somebody that
preacher's kids
was you know what I'm saying? Like, life is not, I don't know, life is really not about following the rules. I don't care.
I feel like that's one of my things though. I feel like I have, like, growing up, I feel like there were signs, and this is me speaking on someone else's behalf, but I feel like there was definitely signs on my own dad. I'm like, caution tape, everything. And I feel like my mom she was whatever, I don't know what the case was, but I feel like that's definitely like put like such a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I feel like I have a very like heavy pressure of not repeating that, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like I've applied a lot of pressure on myself to make sure, like, make sure you do everything right, so that way the probability and the chances of it turning out the way that it's happened for me won't happen, you know? But then I think, you know, I turned out just fine. My sisters are just fine.
Yeah.
My brothers are just fine. So if I took my mom's route, is that the end of the world? No, it's not.
No.
Everything can be fixed. Everything can you know, work out.
And that's the thing, it's never the end of the world. It never is. And I feel like as long as you're self-aware, then you can come out on top of it, on top of anything, for real.
Yeah.
But because a lot of people have the same experience, like say you and your mom and your dad's relationship or whatever, like, that's not gonna be the first relationship that went like, or went however it went, and it's not going to be the last. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And even with people that get married, then they get a divorce, that's not going to be the first divorce, not going to be the last. Like, it's never the end of the world. I don't know, a lot of things are talked down upon, like, you knew better or whatever. Like, yeah, I knew better, yeah, I did better, but it still turned out how it turned out. So as long as you're aware of it and you don't repeat the same thing for yourself. Like, you know.
Yeah. I definitely feel like I feel like it would give me more fuel in the tank though. Like, I feel like everything that you feel like is wrong in your life, like, it should just feel you. It should just make you want to work 10 times harder and make everything happen the way it's supposed to, you know?
I feel that. A lot of bad things, it gives you fuel to go harder, change how you live in. It does.
Be an example even to others.
And that's a blessing too.
Yeah.
So we kind of talked about it, but like fear of having children. Is that more physical? I feel like it's more physically for you. Like,
oh my goodness, yes. I feel like you have to go 9 months. You're going
with
through
no
it,
drink,
which I feel like
no devil's lettuce.
See, I feel like you've made it look really, really good though. Like I feel like you haven't had any like you haven't like described like anything like crazy, like throwing up in the morning or anything.
That's what I want to talk about too.
Like you still look cute. Like I feel like I'm gonna have a pregnancy nose. I feel like my nose is gonna be huge. You've seen the pregnancy nose, and it's fine. Like that's all part of like bringing a life into this world. So it's all worth it. But it's scary. People need to talk about that more often. Like it's scary.
I'm surprised I haven't went deep in my thoughts about the scariness of it. But my experience, it wasn't not once what I've seen on TV, not once what people always say, like you're gonna feel like this, you're gonna have all these cravings, your feet's gonna be swollen, you're gonna have, I don't know, like just like what everybody says, like it's like I just been the same person. Like
that's crazy.
Yeah. And it's just crazy how like a lot of things are unexpected and it's different for everybody, I guess. But
you had a good pregnancy.
The only good thing is me not drinking as much.
I feel like that I've told you this before, people's pregnancies speak a lot about the kids. So that's like he's gonna be calm, he's gonna be peaceful, he's gonna be,
Yeah.
That's good.
I hope so. But I mean, honestly, my fear, well, like just what I'm nervous about, like is how I was going to feel, because like you don't know how I was going to feel until you're in the situation. Like people can tell you, but like you're never going to know.
Have you seen 10 centimeters? Don't look at it, because it shows you. Well, it shows you like how big like you're gonna get. Like
I'll be skipping over stuff like that.
I just feel like it's crazy to think that that's how wide you're gonna get.
That is crazy.
Like how does the human body do that?
Naturally.
And the girls who be in the video start like screaming and like it's just a lot. And it does, like, I don't know, like you see some girls who have kids, they snap back, everything's fine. So it's like, why does the media always push like once you have a kid your body's never gonna be the same? Like
once you have 5 kids it might not be the same.
I'm like, was you still eating like that, after you had the baby? Like, was it the baby?
Let me tell you, when I have like workout videos already saved and food plans already saved, like this body gotta snap back. Nonetheless, and it is.
See, I feel like people.
They bought me a waist trainer. It's in my closet already.
See, you ready to go? I feel like all people be wanting to blame it on the baby, but it's not the baby.
Like you was still eating 10 cupcakes after you had the baby.
Exactly. Like, the babies, the cravings. Like, Miss Girl, stop. That was you.
Yeah. So what part of pregnancy would you want to be perfect?
I feel like I would just want to stay the same. Like, I don't want any physical changes to really happen. Like, I would hate to feel like, I know my sister when she was pregnant, she said she felt isolated. Like, she felt like people, like she couldn't hang out. Everyone wanted to go out, like she couldn't go out. Like, she didn't want to be seen in clubs, she didn't want to be seen at bars, because she felt like, I'm pregnant. Like, she just felt like she couldn't be in certain places, which is fair. I wouldn't want to feel isolated. I wouldn't want to feel I'm changing a lot physically. I feel like my parents is like, it means like a lot to me. Like I feel like I get like any slight changes and I'm like, oh my goodness, so that I don't know.
I want to talk about like the isolation part. Like the only way I feel isolated is not being able to carry heavy stuff. And like, because I'm just used to doing stuff by myself, so I'm like, dang, I can't even do this. And then I seen like these videos on TikTok where it would be like, it would be like in quotations, once you have the baby, you're not going to be able to go out as much. And it was like, thank God, because like, I don't even go out anyway. Like, okay, I'll be at home happy with my baby. Like, I feel like that's me. Yeah. I go out here and there. I went out here and there, but most of the time I would just be at home. And I'm like, okay.
You gonna be at home with your baby?
No, for real. But it's a blessing.
Yeah.
And when I first got pregnant, I would always, my therapist would always tell me, like, most women are literally stuck in a bondage and depressed because they can't have kids. And, like, their body failed them or whatever. Like, that's why I'm just, like, throughout all the BS and stuff like that, like, it's literally a blessing regardless. And yeah, I just feel blessed.
I feel like it should be talked about like that more often. And I feel like you do see a lot of negative things around it, but it's a beautiful thing.
Like, you got kids, back up.
It's like, that's a great thing.
But I'm not gonna lie to her, before all this, I would say, like, I'm never gonna talk to nobody that has kids.
Now you like,
now I'm like, you got one kid? Okay, me too. No.
Like, one for one. But okay, now question, would you do that? Like, if someone has like 3 kids, is that a deal breaker for you?
Yes, that's too much.
2. So it's gotta be one. It's gotta be equal to you.
9 and 9, then it's 1 and 1.
And obviously you're okay if they have none.
Yeah.
Is it preferred that they have at least 1 kid?
I don't know.
I'm like, would that make you feel like the playing field is like...
I'm okay with none.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I could even do 1 kid, but I'm in relationships. What I'm talking about.
Okay, going into our third topic. In an ideal world, how would your family look like? What traditions would you do? What would gender roles look like? Bible reading with your kid, playing with your kids, things like that. I like the gender roles. What would that look like? I mean, when it comes to like taking out the trash and stuff like that, like, of course, like, son, go get that trash.
Yeah.
But son, it's okay to clean up. But I know like boys are just automatically dirty. Sorry.
Absolutely not. Not in this house.
But when it comes like cleaning up the kitchen, stuff like that, and I have like more kids, I want it to be like, this day you do it, this day you do it. I don't want to be like, oh, just my girls have to do it. Like, that shit is not fair. I don't care.
I don't care if you, he, she, they, them. Everybody's cleaning this damn house. Everybody.
So what traditions would you do? I think I'm excited about that part. Like, creating our own traditions. Like, that's gonna be so fun.
I know one tradition I want to have is like, I want to have time for my kids one-on-one, and I want the dad to have time with the kids one-on-one. So like, I saw this one couple who said what they'll do is like my birthday's on the 3rd, right? So every month on the 3rd they take turns on like taking that kid out by themselves, which I feel like is really important, just to have that time one-on-one with your kid. Like, whether it's just getting your nails done, taking them out to eat, taking them like grocery shopping, just to check in with them, see where they're at. I can see like a lot of different like holiday, traditions that I'd want to start. I want my house to be like, bring your friends. Like, I want my house to be like, everybody's welcome. I want it to feel like everyone can feel welcome.
Like, no, they can't come over. Like,
yeah. I
would trust my kids' instinct. Like, if you bring somebody over, then like, y'all must really rock with each other, basically.
And if you bring someone over and it didn't work out, that's fine. I can hold space for them. I can protect them in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, nothing is gonna be the end of the world. I don't apply too much pressure on my kids. Just enough. Just a good balance.
Yeah.
I feel like even with the gender roles, like, I feel like the husband has to be, the boyfriend or whatever has to be a part of the house, has to be part of raising, has to lead the family. I want to be able to lead the family to God in a way, but like, I also want him to as well. Like, on Sundays after church, we talk about what we learned, talk about like, actual what's in the Bible. Like, I feel like
just spending time. That's something so simple, but like, yeah, it's so overlooked. Yeah. Like, just like you said, asking them what they learned. How was their day? I think the number one thing, and I just came to this realization, not just came, but like, I just feel like it's so important to just consider your kid. Have consideration. You're gonna have to be selfless when you have kids, I feel like. Yeah. And that could be in a good way, for real. Like, just considering them more. And just asking them how their day was and letting them bring friends over and stuff like that.
Like, how are they feeling right now? Like, how would you feel if you, just because they're 5, just because they're 10 doesn't mean they don't have emotions. Like, it feels very real to them, even though you can see past it all, you know?
Yeah. And just letting kids be kids. There's something too, like, I know you gotta have, like, your kids, you want your kids to behave in public places. You don't want them running around acting loud. But that's just a reflection of, I don't know. Now, I'm not saying that's a reflection of how they are at home, but, like, that's just a reflection of how you talk to them. Yeah. You know? But, like, when it comes to, like, being in the house, like, running around, like, just let them run around. Like, I hate all that stop every 10 minutes. Like, I don't know. I haven't experienced that yet. I don't know what that's going to look like. But, like, just telling them to stop every 10 minutes. Like, bro, they just touching a wall. Like,
especially at home. Like, I get when people do that in, like, other people's houses. It's like, you don't know how people are going to take that. But at home, they should feel comfortable to do what they need to do.
At home, you should feel comfortable.
I feel like I also want to be goofy with my kids. I want to play with my kids. Like, if my kids are like, hey, Mom, I guess right now, so I don't play in the rain. Okay, let's go.
Oh,
you know, like,
going.
if it's like, you know, just having fun with your kids. It don't always have to be so serious, you know?
Yeah. Before we get into the next topic, I wanted to talk about, like, tough love. Especially, like, now that I'm raising a son. And it's like, don't show your emotions. Don't be soft and things like that. How do you feel about, like, that? How do you feel about tough love?
I think for the people who've done it in the past, I feel like they had to. Like, if you grew up in certain areas, I feel like you have to teach your kids stuff like that. That's the only way they're going to survive. But I feel like for us, I don't know. I feel like I definitely won't. There's some sort. I think tough love is needed sometimes, but it's not going to be majority of what I use to raise my kids.
I don't know. I guess I kind of have to, like, reevaluate my thinking a little bit, because I'm just like, I want him to know, like, he has a safe space, and I want him to be able to not run to violence all the time when it comes to, like, external factors and stuff like that. But I'm like, he does have to protect himself, and he has to know how to do that. But I just don't want him just hiding behind his masculinity and just thinking he's the big bad wolf and I'm the man. Like, I don't want him to, I don't know. I just don't want him to, I don't want him to be soft, of course. But, like, I want him to be strong. But I don't want him to feel like he has to put on this masculine side all the time.
I feel like it's hard to raise a man. Like,
child,
even
for me.
Like, for us women, we don't even know what all it takes, you know,
to even feel like a man.
Yeah. And it's like, you don't want, and I hate to use these words, I could have better words for it. You don't want him to be soft, but you don't want him to be so hard that he's not in tune. What I'm saying. So I don't know how to, like, to say that. I know that's not the right way to say it, but, you know.
I don't know. I just feel like I'm going to just start with creating a safe space for, like, if you feel this type of way, like, we can talk about it. Like, how do you feel? How do you want to feel? What are you going to do to get over this? Just having those conversations, I feel like, will lead him into knowing how to handle things emotionally, mentally, physically.
Yeah.
Because I know we see a lot of men, like, they can't control their anger, can't control their temper. They want to fight all the time and don't know how to be emotional and express their emotions. Like, I'm pretty sure we've seen that. But I just feel like it all starts at home, and it all starts, like, with the little stuff.
I think, yeah, if you pour into the character, if you really just make sure they have all the tools, I feel like they'll be fine, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you feel like they have to have, like, do you think a single mom could raise a man and, like, he's just fine? Or do you feel like he has to have examples of other men?
I want to say no. Only because of what I've seen on social media, and, like, I've seen, like, women just post their lifestyle with their son, like, as a single mom, and, like, wow, he's doing great. He's talking about God and all this stuff. But like, that's just me looking on the outside, looking in. But I don't know. I feel like every man needs a consistent figure in their life.
Yeah.
A healthy one.
And it don't have to be their dad. Like, it could be the teacher, you know? Like, oh, like, this is a man. I feel like everyone's got to have someone that they can look up to. Like, I'm sure you had a woman that you could look up to when you were younger. You know, I feel that's important for men, too.
They just got to be in the right environment. I feel like that's what matters.
To find
you single or
somehow.
not, because, you know, you could be with somebody and it's not healthy. But I just feel like the right environment, right schools, instill good things in him, then, like, he can prosper regardless. Just like girls do.
Yeah.
Because girls don't always have the right mother figure, you know? But it's all possible.
Yeah.
Going into our last topic, the battles you refuse to fight your kids. Wait, the battles you refuse to fight, your kids will have to fight.
I was thinking, like, do I believe this, you know? I'm trying to think of an example of one that would...
Give me an example. The battles, let me read it again.
Like, if you have a battle with...
Like, if your kid has a bully or something?
No, like, whatever you choose not to face. Like, if you have issues with confidence, and, like, your kids gonna have to carry that. Because, like, they grew up with a mom who wasn't a confident person. So now they're probably gonna carry that on. Like, whatever you choose, like, in your personal life, because you're an example to your kids, whatever you choose not to fight, you're gonna carry it on, and they'll have to carry it and fight it. I'm trying to think of a good example. Like, if you were dating men who were verbally abusive to you or abusive to you, like, now you chose not to, like, make a difference. Now your kids are gonna have to fight that, and not fight it in the sense that they'll be in an abusive or physical relationship, but they're gonna have to fight the demons of seeing their mom go through that. They're gonna have to fight, you know, choosing what path they want to take, even if it's not them actually enduring it. If that makes sense.
I want to say, I'm not saying I refuse to fight it, but, like, something I need to work on more is just, like, having boundaries. And I want my kids to have boundaries for themselves.
Yeah.
And death before dishonor. Like, standing on what they believe in and not letting nobody come in between that. Like, just being confident at a young age. Because I can say for me, I don't think I was really confident at a young age. For real.
See, and I feel like I was, and it fizzled. So it's like, yeah, it really be the opposite sometimes.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, I just want to become the best version of me for my kid. So they can, not only for me, but, like, so they can see, like, okay, I have the opportunity to be good. I have the opportunity to be confident. I have the opportunity to be the best version of myself. And I don't have to just drown in just being unhappy with myself.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I want them to feel. So, like, I'm just glad that I'm able to just be on this journey, have the mindset that I do have, so I can set a good example. Like, just being self-aware and stuff like that. Like, I'm really blessed to have the mindset that I do. Because that's the number one thing. That mindset
Get you far.
Okay. That thing on your shoulders, yeah. It matters. But yeah.
Yeah. No. I feel like parenting is a great thing. I feel like it's something that even motherhood, I feel like something that needs to be talked about more positively.
Yeah.
I feel like it is a job, and I feel like it shouldn't be taken lightly. But I think that everyone can, a lot of people are capable of doing it, you know?
Yeah.
Do we have any hot topics today?
I don't think we have any hot topics. I can't think of anything that I wanted to just talk about.
I think I said something to you. Oh. I don't talk about that anymore. The Cardi B thing I said to you.
Oh.
I kind of disagree.
Let me go back.
So Cardi B and
Offset
has been, he cheated on her, and he's in sleep with other people, and she's pregnant, and I guess she decided to sleep with someone else too. And so she was like, or people were saying like, so why can he do it and she can't? And I agree, but I feel like whenever you're pregnant, I feel like you have more things at risk. Like, you have a whole child, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you fool around and do something wrong, your baby can have that, you know?
I like that we're talking about this. It's always a double standard, always. Like, men can do something, but a woman can't, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I just couldn't see how she could benefit from doing that while pregnant. Like, she obviously has other things to focus on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that I just couldn't see myself doing that.
Mm-hmm. Like, you can't wait 9 months.
I don't know. How do you feel comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But everybody's different. And I literally like was looking back on my Snapchat highlights, and like I be recording videos and me just talking to myself. But I was saying like I didn't understand how like pregnant women would post on social media, I'm single. Mm-hmm. You know? Mm-hmm. It's just like you don't have something, but you don't have nothing to go get for the baby. Mm-hmm. Like, why are you trying to look for a hoe? Like, you know what I'm saying? It just tells a lot about that person, honestly, and like their priorities, obviously. Mm-hmm. But your body, your choice.
That's what it boils down to. At the end of the day, it's your business, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I mean, they're like, why can't women? Women can. You absolutely can. I just think people need to accept the fact that people are going to judge what you do no matter what it is. And stop like trying to get like, I guess you can go out and try to like fix the stigma on things, but like some things are just beyond you.
Some things, no. I was going to say, let men do what they want.
Please don't say that.
But I'm like, we don't always have to be tit for tat. Yeah. That's what I learned. Like, they over there doing something, it's not gonna make it better that you doing tit for tat. Like, go boss up and go be better. Mm-hmm. Go find better. That's how you boss up.
Show him a different way. I feel like showing him doing what he did, that ain't gonna do nothing.
Because men can't handle the same thing that women does. Like, say a woman cheated on him, he's not gonna be able to handle it. But like, he cheated on her, all she gotta do is boss up. She ain't gotta do tit for tat.
I feel like it always looks worse. Like, he was wrong for cheating, but then she does it while pregnant, and it's like, oh my, like, it completely overshadows everything that he did. It's like, if she would have like just had the baby and like been with the man and like bossed up, it would have been like, okay, you know. Mm-hmm.
It do be the double standard though. Like, men could just get away with so much more.
This is true.
They can.
So you just gotta accept.
It's like, it kind of gets annoying, but like, I don't know.
It is what it is.
I was watching the Megan Thee Stallion documentary. I didn't finish it yet, but like the whole thing with her and Tory Lanez, and how nobody was trying to take up for her. Basically, like, nobody was trying to take up for her. Like, they thought she was lying and stuff like that. And it's like, wow.
That was definitely crazy. And then them asking if she slept with him.
Yes.
Like, what does that have to do with anything?
What does that matter?
Even if she did.
What does that matter?
I was laughing. She was like, and I did.
Yeah.
I was like,
oh, you watched it?
Well, I saw it. No, I just saw snippets.
But yeah. Just like, I don't know. We're two different sexist for a reason. I feel like when it comes down to certain things,
Yeah.
even in the Bible, like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, a man is a man, a woman is a woman. A woman. We can talk about this. Women having it easier when it comes to like getting a job and stuff like that, just because of how she looks. Do you agree with that? I didn't agree with that because I said, like, look at all the CEOs of these companies. Look at all the high ranks. They're all men. And the other side of it was a woman could get a higher position than a man because of how she looks.
No, I feel like the higher paying jobs are automatically going to go to the men. Unfortunately, like I feel like all like the top jobs go to the men, but I feel like all the supporting roles that are by women. I feel like I see that a lot. Like even in my job, like the main people are men, and then there's a good group of like women around to support that. But I don't think it ever has anything to do with like. I mean, it could have something to do with looks sometimes.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't know. It's kind of rare.
I mean, in some cases, women do have it easier. But when it comes to the jobs, I don't know. But like when it comes to getting free drinks in the club, okay, of course.
Yeah, and like, are y'all fine that y'all like getting free drinks?
Right.
Let us have that. Let us have our things.
And then there was one thing that I said last episode where I was like, I don't know. I was talking about like wearing wigs and makeup and stuff like that, but I didn't think I really touched on it. But like, I want to stray away from the men that's like, I like you better natural. I don't like makeup. I want to stray away from them.
You want to stray from the men who said they like you better natural?
Yes, because 10 out of 10, they're looking at the girls that has makeup on. They're looking at the girls that has all the stuff that they don't like. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? I feel like they're not saying that for the right reasons. That's what I mean. Like, not saying I'm gonna just fully go out and wear makeup and wigs for a man. I'm not saying that. I'm just like, why do men say that?
Like, you feel like they're attracted to women who wear like a lot of makeup and like they don't want you to because they don't want you to be sexualized? Is that what you're saying? Because I feel like there are some men like that.
Men that says that are insecure because of how women can just be beautified with all the extras. You know?
Yeah. I feel like you gotta know though, there's some men who like women who are like very natural, that wear like locks and are just like, there's some men, and like I feel like you can seek those guys out because they don't like they usually don't like girls that wear makeup, you know? But then there are some that I feel like you look and you like, why are you saying that? Like, you shouldn't be saying that.
Yeah.
Because if we look at your likes, it's...
Because when I said that last session, I just feel like a conversation had got to me where I'm like, dang, maybe I should be wearing my natural hair. But I'm like, nothing's wrong with being glorified and wearing the extras. We want to look our best.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with looking your best. You should look your best at all times, wherever you're going. And don't let nobody talk you down that you doing too much.
Do what you want to do. The birthday makeup, though.
I'm good with that. I'm good with my little soft beat that I learned how to do.
Yeah, keep it cute. Keep it cute. But to each their own. There's some girls, like I've been seeing a certain style kind of go, like it's like heavy eyeliner and like heavy, like it's like crazy makeup, and like it looks cute for them, you know. I like to just keep it cute though.
Yeah, keep it cute. Do you? A little something won't hurt. But yeah,
I feel like have we shared we're taking our break. I feel like we kind of said it, but
we didn't even start it off with that.
We didn't really like say it.
We just said like this is the season 1 finale. But yeah, we're closing this season out, and we're taking a break for a couple months while I have my baby and things like that. And we're getting a new setup, and I just feel like this break is going to be really good for us, honestly. And we're just closing out, like I said, a certain area of our lives. And we coming back starting fresh. Things are going to be different.
Yeah.
And I feel good about that.
It's like we're going into hibernation. We're going to come back 10 times harder. I feel like, you know, and just, it don't have to be better, but just, you know, rejuvenated. I feel like, you know, definitely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we come back season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm proud of us. And I can't wait to see what these next months bring. And I don't know, I'm just excited for it all, honestly.
Yeah.
I can't wait to tell y'all how everything's been going, like when we come back.
Maybe we'll have a little guest.
Right. We love the guest. But yeah. Thank y'all that's been listening.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, listen to our other sessions that we have out. We have a lot out, honestly.
We do. You might have to hit up a few that you listened to before. I feel like we have a good variety for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, if y'all made it this far, we really appreciate it. And sorry, that's your part. Go ahead.
And make sure to tune in every Wednesday for a new session.